Record to cloud. Again, I want to thank you guys for being on from all over the world, and thank you to my Facebook family. Today is the launch of a series that I'm going to begin to do every month. Not only will I be having Q&A sessions, but I'm also going to be bringing on some special guests based on just things that people have asked about, whether it's someone that can help you as far as improving your social media, to marketing, to me explaining and breaking down grant applications, or how do you develop a nonprofit. So it's going to be very broad in order to help you. The bottom line is, my goal is to help you pursue your passions and show you that there's profit for your passions. And while you're doing that, you can be not only making a difference in your life, but impacting others. So I figured today is the perfect day to do that because it's National Nonprofit Day. And that's August 17th. So let's just move forward. Now, National Nonprofit Day, why did it even get started? Was designed to recognize the goals and positive impacts of that nonprofits have on communities and the world. And I'm going to give you a little bit of history today, because for those of you that have not sat in any of my classes or spoken to me, you know, nonprofit and community and economic development is my passion. And I am amazed at the ways that God have allowed me to work in this arena, do exactly what I love, get paid to do it in the timeline that I want to do it. And that's my goal, is to help others do exactly that. People are hurting nowadays, and from mass shootings to suicides to just people on drugs, alcohol. But if more people were doing what they love, and that's my goal, is to help you do what you love until you're dirt again. If more people were able to do that, this world would be a whole lot happier. So again, thus National Nonprofit Day. Do you guys know how National Nonprofit Day came about? Who created it?
No.
I am actually the founder of National Nonprofit Day.
What?
Wow. I established it back in 2017, and I am just in awe at how it has taken off all over the world. So yes, you are talking to the founder of National Nonprofit Day.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And if you go look at the history, it's all there. But why did I choose August 17th as National Nonprofit Day? Well, in looking at the history, and again, I study this arena, back in 1894 on August 17th is when it was first signed into law, where the first federal income tax on corporations was established, but it also included exemptions for nonprofit corporations. Now, did they call them nonprofits then? A lot of the terms have changed, but it came about because the government wanted to exempt organizations that were making a difference, that were feeding the hungry, that were providing housing, that were doing a lot of the things that actually the government was expected to do. And so because they gave that allowance to be exempt from taxes for organizations that were doing that, which was really doing their job, that's when the tax exemption came to be. And so there's been some modifications since then, but it all transpired originally on August 17th, 1894. So that's why I chose August 17th as National Nonprofit Day, okay? So before I move forward, what questions can I answer for you? Anyone? Anyone have questions?
Well, yeah, I guess for me, even though this is Wendy.
Yes, ma'am.
Even though you did, even though you did answer this question for me, there may be someone online who might need the answer to what you gave me. But my question was this: if a person has a 501c3 that they want to use because because that's someone else's 501c3, my question to you is, how can they use that person's 501c3 for their program?
Yes, we have talked about that. And see, that it's called, when you're using someone else's 501c3, and you guys, this can happen whether you're an individual or an organization and you do not have your tax exemption. You can go up under a nonprofit's umbrella, and it's called using them as a fiscal agent or fiscal sponsor. So under their umbrella is you, and that's where you can operate your programs and services. Now, why do that? Most grant funders want to have a tax, give their dollars to a tax exempt organization in order to receive the write-off. And so if you're not tax exempt, they don't receive that write-off. So by going under that umbrella of the other organization, you can operate and do all the things that you want to do to make a difference. The grant funding would funnel through that fiscal sponsor to you, but it would give the donor the opportunity to have the write-off. And like LaWendy, they don't even have to be in your same city or state. Also, you guys, a lot of times people think that the nonprofit must do exactly what they're wanting to do, the organization that needs the fiscal sponsor, but that's not the case either. Now, some funders can be a little bit more picky. Some of them may say that there are some funders that say they do not fund to a pass-through organization. That means a fiscal agent where the dollars pass through. So if they say that, then you can't use a fiscal agent. But I haven't seen that very often, okay? Wendy, thank you for that question. And you're from? Where you from, girlie?
I had to undo my mute. I'm from Jacksonville, Arkansas.
Jacksonville, Arkansas. And thank you for being on. And you guys, later, this big bowl I have, this is where I have the names that have registered today. And I'm going to be pulling your names for prizes. Okay. So what does a nonprofit look like and who's involved? And again, some of you have said in my classes and you've seen.
Sherita?
Yes, yes.
I do have one question.
Yes.
One time you showed us a website, and the website had different people who would donate to your non-for-profit that were looking for tax benefits. What was that site called?
Well, there's a couple. Now, the one that I use when I'm searching out grant funders is called the Foundation Center Directory. And anyone can use it anywhere in the world. And I forget that it's Foundation Center Directory. It's FC, F is in Frank, C is in Charlie, fconlinedirectory.org. I think that's it. But if that's not exactly their domain, it is Foundation Center Directory. Now, there's other funders that I talk about. There are the program that Bill Gates and Warren Buffett started. It's called the Giving Pledge. Excuse me. And that's where more than 100 billionaires have decided to give their wealth away. They've signed a pledge where more than 50, they're saying that they're giving away more than 50 to 90% of their wealth away every year, which has added another 900 billion to the pot annually for grant funding. So a lot of, let me just address this elephant that's in the room for a lot of people. People think that there isn't money available in the nonprofit arena. Or I hear people say, well, why start a nonprofit? There's already enough of them. That's like saying, why start a company? There's already enough of them. Or why open a gas station? There's already gas stations. You guys, if people thought that way, we wouldn't have corporations and nonprofits and even hospitals or whatever someone decides to open. But for some reason, people think about the nonprofit arena differently, and it's a $1 trillion industry. It is such a great segment of our economy, and I'm getting ready to show you that without the nonprofit arena, we probably never, ever would have even recovered from the 1930s depression, yet long the most recent recession that we had. It's significant, okay? Are there any other questions?
I have a question, but it doesn't really, this is Tracy from Dallas, Texas. If you have the 501c3 designation, does that automatically make you tax exempt, or is there two different steps?
The 501c3 designation comes from you filling out the form 1023 that you send to the IRS. If you've done that and received your approval letter back from the IRS, then yes, you are tax exempt.
Okay. All right.
A lot of times, Tracy, thanks for asking that. A lot of times people think that once they've done their articles of incorporation it must state that you are a nonprofit corporation. They think they're done. And I've had people come to me and someone charged them $5,000 just to do that. Oh, and they weren't even done. See, so often people think that they're complete once those articles say that, but you have to have your articles to say that before you then can complete the form 1023 to send the whole package to the IRS.
Okay, great.
So there's state exemption and then there's federal exemption. After you become your federal exemption, then in most states you have to go to your attorney general's office, but you can find out through your secretary of state. You have to also do a form for your state exemption to be exempt from state taxes, because they still are two separate entities.
Right.
But most states, I don't know of any that will not give you your state exemption until you have your federal exemption. The federal exemption is the big boy.
Right. Okay, great. Got it.
And you guys, and you can ask me questions throughout also. Okay?
Okay.
So just stop me if you have questions. So what does a nonprofit look like and who's involved? There's so many people that when they think of a nonprofit, they can't even imagine that this is a nonprofit. But when they see this, they think, oh yeah, that's got to be a nonprofit. But what they don't realize is both of these pictures that you have seen are nonprofit, and they are the organization of Donna Karan, the well-known designer. And this is her organization called Urban Zen. So there's a couple of slides that I'm using from my previous training that I just want to make others aware of, but her nonprofit has done so extremely well. And what she's been doing is working with artisans all over the world. And she says that Urban Zen is a destination for globally inspired clothes and objects and exclusively handmade Balinese furniture, Vietnamese handwork and Italian linens, Haitian treasures, artisan jewelry. And that's all the stuff that you see here. And this is one of her shops. She has 3 locations, and this one's in Greenwich Village. It's doing so well. Let me move my little menu here. Donna Karan's nonprofit is doing so well, and she's so pleased. And this is what I want you guys to understand about when I've worked with celebrities, athletes, individuals like LaWendy that's retired, and now she's retired from the post office and so excited about this whole new venture. I can't tell you how many people that I've talked to that says now they feel like they've got their main purpose. Now they feel like they're alive. Now they feel like that they can create a legacy. Maybe they loved their jobs before, it was paying well and all of that, but it is nothing like doing what you love and know also that you're impacting lives. And that's what's happened with Donna Karan. And that's why CNN reported that Donna Karan leaves her namesake brand. Her nonprofit has impacted her and her life so much that she's turning her focus to her nonprofit, Urban Zen. The Urban Zen company helps support the foundation. Its 3 stores sell clothing, jewelry, furniture, and home decor. And it is her passion, and she's able to combine both. And that's what I do when I speak all over the world, is I listen to people, I find out what their passions are, and I show you how you can operate doing exactly that. There's absolutely, I know people hear me say this all the time, but there's no way that God gave you a passion, or the universe, or whatever you want to call it. There's no way that you're blessed with these skills and passions and desires, and you can't make a living off of it. It can't support you. No, I'm just going to say, my God doesn't waste his time like that. He does it when he creates for a reason, and there's a purpose, and there is a purpose in you. And so, through her Urban Zen, a lot of people are just blown away by this. But one of the artisans makes this offshore, the cold shoulder kimono dress, and look at what it sells for. And I'm showing you this because I want you to get out of your head that nonprofits cannot sell product.
Excuse me, Miss Sherita, this is LaWendy. Because I have attended your other classes, we can't see your PowerPoint. Your Facebook screen is still on the screen.
Oh my gosh. Let's see, why is that? It's saying it's showing my desktop. Share. So you're not seeing my PowerPoint at all?
No, it's just the Facebook page.
Well, we need to stop that. Thank you, LaWendy. Let's see.
This is Kenyatta. I also can't see it, but this is my first time attending this today.
Wow. Well, we're just getting ready to correct that. Let's see.
Yeah, can see it now.
Gail Marie, I can't see it either, but I like seeing you.
Hey, Gail, how are you? Girl, where are you now? Are you still in LA?
I'm in Redondo Beach, yeah, getting ready to do a whole bunch of stuff.
Well, I'm glad that you're on. And you guys, I also promoted that this is also going to be about networking. I'm going to, with your permission, I will send an email to everyone. What I you will get an email from me asking what it is that you do, where are your, where would you like to collaborate? And with your permission, I will send an email to you some feedback. Why am you will get an email from me asking what it is that you do, where
You may have to mute your Facebook page.
I just muted everyone. And then now, LaWendy, so you didn't mute, or you unmuted yourself.
Yes, I unmuted myself.
See, and so when you guys want to talk, just unmute yourself because it was too many on at one time. Okay, so you guys do see my screen now, right?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Yes.
So when I asked, what does a nonprofit look like? And I was showing, this is the shop of Donna Karen. And all of the items that you see here are made by the artisans that she works with all over the world. From the table to the candles to the clothing, the jewelry. And so that's why I said, does that look like a nonprofit or this? And now I'm saying it's both. And again, it's Urban Zen. And like I said, CNN has reported that now she's leaving her namesake to work full time in her nonprofit because it's impacted her life so much. She loves it so much. And so she's saying here, she's turning her focus to her nonprofit, Urban Zen, and the company helps support the foundation. It's 3 stores selling clothing, jewelry, furniture, and home decor. So I'm repeating that since it wasn't showing before on the screen. And then now her cold shoulder kimono is made by one of the artisans. And look at the price. Now, I'm not saying this for people to start going all off on Donna Karen and why is she using the nonprofit arena to make money. Please stop that. Because if you're thinking about it in those terms, you're not educated enough in the nonprofit arena to know the things that you can do. And that's why I'm showing you this, to educate more people so that we can make a broader difference and start impacting the lives of people. You guys, if we could start identifying those young people early enough in life that are unhappy, that are hurting, we wouldn't have the school shootings. If that young man loved hunting and loved guns, then someone could have reached him and talked about gun safety and been taking him hunting. Or if that individual loved photography or just loved people or didn't have the people skills to be able to communicate effectively, someone could have touched him sooner if we had more people being able to work in their passion and touch individuals where they need to be. So please, I'm showing this, but just like when I used to teach about the NFL, that it was a nonprofit. I've been teaching that almost 20 years. And once I started teaching it at this huge conference, which I will say it's CEO space, where individuals come from all over the world, people were then complaining that the NFL shouldn't be a nonprofit and they make too much money. But you guys, do you know how much one game creates when the NFL has a stadium in a city? And so by being a nonprofit, see, there are more than 29 different kinds of nonprofits. By being a nonprofit, do you realize all of the tax write-offs that they're able to take advantage of and to be in that city and help it economically? And so there's so many ways that being a nonprofit still enhances the economic stability of the metropolitan areas. So anyway, Donna Karen, back to this. So your nonprofit can sell product based on what your market can bear. Her market can bear this, and even on sale, $1,617. But what happens is those dollars roll back into the organization to take care of not only the administrative, but then to pay the artisans that are making the products, help to buy more product for them to continue to make things. And so it's all a company. It's all a company. But these are also some of her other items. Okay? So I'm going to move forward because I'm losing a little bit of time. My following sessions will end up only being 30-minute sessions. This one's going to be a little longer since it's the launch, and I really want to get this information out there for individuals that need it. So I know that some of you may have to go off live before it's done, but hopefully you'll be able to win a prize before you go. Okay, this is also some of the furniture that's made by Urban Zen. So if that kimono sells for what it sells for, what do you think this furniture sells for? Playboy. Now, who would have thunk it? Who would have thought that Playboy has a foundation? Did any of you know that? Stop and drink some.
No, did not.
No.
And wait, now, again, Anytime you are making a difference, anytime you are educating, anytime you're bringing something to someone that otherwise they would not have had access, you can be a nonprofit, or you can have a nonprofit arm. I recommend to my clients have both, a for-profit and a nonprofit. And yes, they can collaborate, but you cannot create the nonprofit just to benefit your for-profit. You must be touching lives, making a difference. And that's why even law firms, when I'm training them, many lawyers didn't know, though they turn clients away, they didn't know that they could have their own legal aid. Instead of turning away clients, if they had their law firm foundation, now they can get grants to cover those costs for individuals they would turn away, just like legal aid. Now back to Playboy. You would think, well, how the heck is Playboy a nonprofit? It's about what he wanted to focus on, okay? So the Playboy Foundation, they seek to foster and social change for confining its grants and other support to projects of national impact. So some of them, fostering open communication about and research into human sexuality and reproductive health and rights, protecting and fostering civil rights and civil liberties in the U.S. for all people, including women, people affected by HIV, gays, lesbian, racial minorities, poor and disadvantaged. And also eliminating censorship and protecting freedom of expression. Does that fit Playboy? See, the thing is, you don't have to venture way off and do something else. You can stay right in tune with what you're already doing and focusing in on that, on what you're also doing in your for-profit. He's not using the grants to pose naked women, you know. So anyway, I just wanted you to say, though they're on hiatus right now, I want you to see how far back they've also been funding. So in their first year, Playboy, the foundation that they gave to, corporate giving program, they started in the country to provide support to regional and national organizations promoting reproductive rights and all the things that I just talked about. They also, in the 70s, they provided a substantial seed grant to the ACLU Women's Rights Project, which was headed by Ruth Ginsburg at that time. And they've given so much other money that you would just be amazed. Then also, Hugh Hefner had his foundation, the Hugh M. Hefner Foundation. And it was kind of on the same basis, facilitated individual rights in our democratic society. The primary purpose of the foundation was to support organizations and advocate and to defend for civil rights, civil liberties, and special emphasis on First Amendment rights and rational sex and drug policies. So there you go for Playboy. And then Bootsy Collins. Now, some of our youngsters may or may not know him, but Bootsy, man, I can't tell you, when I was growing up, I mean, I loved Bootsy and Bootsy's rubber band and his bass guitar, and had no idea that I would finally be able to work with this man who is truly, truly an awesome spirit. But he started out with James Brown. He also was with the Funkadelics. So many of you old schoolers, you probably know him, and you should go follow him on Facebook. He's very active. But he and his wife, Patty, they also have youth programs. But anyway, I met them. I developed their foundation, the Bootsy Collins Foundation, and let me let you hear a little bit of what he says.
My wife, Patty, and I first met Sherita in Cincinnati, Ohio. We had no idea we could have a nonprofit and more. Sherita opened our eyes to how our world in the entertainment arena and our passion for community can coexist. With her assistance, we formed the Bootsy Collins Foundation. Now, when we travel, our focus has broadened to not only entertaining audiences, we are also fostering national, grassroots collaborations to empower communities, even in Los Angeles. Thank you, Sherita, for your efforts with the Bootsy Collins Foundation. We don't know what we would have done without you, because you nailed it. We're so proud of you, and we wholeheartedly endorse and support any and every effort that you have. We're there for you. We'll never, and I say that with my whole heart in it, never Bob, be the same.
You guys, no matter how often I hear that, it still makes me smile. Now, so how many nonprofits are in the United States? I just want you to see the significance. According to the National Center for Charitable Statistics, there's over 1.5 million nonprofit organizations registered in the United States. Now, that's just in the US. And do you know that the gross domestic profit that nonprofits bring into an economy it's in the US, it's more than, I think, 5.4%. Do you know that the US falls like fourth behind other countries, including Belgium and the Netherlands, and I think Switzerland or something like that? It is significant across the world. So this number includes public charities, private foundations, and other types of nonprofit organizations, including chambers of commerce, fraternal organizations, housing authorities, all of those fall in there. A lot of people don't realize a lot of funeral homes are nonprofits. Credit unions are nonprofits. Most hospitals, unless they say privately owned, are nonprofits. You would be amazed at the businesses that you utilize every day that also have nonprofit status. Okay, so in 2015, approximately 1.56 million nonprofits registered with the IRS. This was a report from the IRS, and that was an increase from 2005 of 10.4%. The same time, nonprofit sector contributed over $985 billion to the U.S. economy. And the reason why I'm showing this for 2015 is we were coming still off of the skirts of the recent recession. And people don't realize also during the recession, while for-profit jobs were decreasing by 3.4%, nonprofit jobs were increasing by 2.5%. But people wonder, well, why don't they get that kind of reporting? I don't know, but all I know is I study it, okay? In 2017, the total private giving from individuals, now these are people donating to nonprofits, was $410 billion. And let's see, and that's from a Giving Foundation report. And that was an increase from 2016, okay? According to Giving USA, total charitable giving rose for the fourth consecutive year in 2017. And so people keep saying, well, Sherita, I hear there's no more money. I hear people aren't giving. So I hope that this proves that whatever you're hearing is wrong, okay? An estimated 25.1% of US adults volunteered in 2017. That's over 8.8 billion hours. And look at the value. And this is in kind. This is why when I'm talking to my clients, I always say, please, you need to start estimating your in kind, because these are billable hours that actually would total to be $195 billion in volunteerism. That's in kind. But if you had to pay them, that's what that fee would look like, okay? The past 25 years have seen a tremendous increase in philanthropy, volunteering, and social civil society organizations throughout the world. You always hear people, they're even making movies about paying it forward. You see more and more athletes and celebrities developing foundations. You see more and more people developing B Corps, which are benefit corporations. Now, let me stop here for a moment and talk a little bit about benefit corporations. I've had a lot of people come to me with a benefit corporation, and they're surprised that it's still that their contributions to them are not a write-off. You guys, a benefit corporation shows that you are wanting to contribute and focus on a cause by your corporation's name, and that you're a B Corp, but it's still not tax exempt, okay? Your contributions are still not tax exempt. You must become a full-fledged tax-exempt organization for any contributions, and that's 501c3 to be tax deductible, okay? Next, prize time. So I'm giving away my nonprofit class. It's worth over $500. And let's see, this is going to Tracy Nelson. Woohoo!
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited.
Yes, ma'am. So I'm going to write this on here, Tracy. So
Oh my goodness. Thank
the
you.
nonprofit class. Yes, so I will email you with our next coming dates, nonprofit class. I'm writing that on here.
Wonderful.
All right, my dear.
Congratulations, Tracy.
Thank you. I look forward to it.
Yeah, so we have 2 more prizes coming. So next, I want to talk about the arts. I am an arts lover. As you guys know, I have a gallery here that we're moving up on our land. It's called Gallery Grapevine. I've always loved the arts, you guys. I've been an artist all my life, but didn't claim it. But I've always drawn. Both of my boys are artists. Many of you, if you're on my Facebook, you've seen a lot of the murals that my oldest son does. You've seen a lot of the art that I was even painting myself, and the seniors that were coming to our gallery. The arts are so significant. And what a lot of people don't realize is anytime a town or city or metropolitan area starts coming back, what are one of the main things that they also have there that draws people is something to do with the arts. But we don't realize that the arts is in us. The way that McDonald's arches are designed. When you're driving into a city and you say, wow, this is beautiful. The architects and the city municipalities have gotten together. And when you come over that hill and the way that bridge goes and the way the other one swoops under, that's all from architectural design, which is art, which enhances the view of what you're experiencing as you drive into this new place. When you drive a curve through a country scenic area, and the way it curves, and when you come around that bend, a beautiful barn might sit there with a big tree, and you're looking at art. And a lot of that is designed that way so that as you're going through there, it creates those memories. And so I want to show you how significant the arts are in the nonprofit arena. It's reported that the nonprofit arts and culture alone generate $166.3 billion or more every year. Okay. 63.8 billion in spending for organizations and an additional 102.5 billion in event-related spending and audiences. See, if you're even putting on events, a lot of people don't realize there's tourism grants. There's dollars that if you're putting on an event, whether it's a jazz concert, Woodstock, or whatever, those people are going to need food and lodging. And that helps with that entire economy for that area. And there are tourism grants for you to put on events. Arts groups don't just encourage economic activity in local communities, they provide employment opportunities and more than 2.3 million in full-time equivalent jobs. Now, consider the fact that arts organizations actually only account for 1.9% of the annual nonprofit expenditures, not even 2%. And you can get a sense as to the tremendous impact that nonprofits have on our economy, okay? So next, what's your business or service or business and service or passion? Okay, now I want to talk about things that you can do if you're not doing it already. And could it be a nonprofit? So now, do you love rocks? Now, I'm trying to just break it down to just the bare bones to the ground. If you love rocks, you can have a rock lovers nonprofit. And yes, there's a grant for that, okay? Like this organization is called Rock Walk Park. And Rock Walk is a nonprofit organization where the rocks themselves are the prime features. They display and tell the story of our planet, okay? And in rocks and in minerals. So let's say that you have a rock organization. You could be taking your youth or seniors or whoever to the rock formations all over the world. From the Cathedral Rock, the famous rock formation in Sedona, Arizona, the famous pancake rocks and blowholes in New Zealand, the Balance Rock and Moon Arches in Utah, world famous rock formations and arches and others in Utah. So how can an organization take their program participants all to all these different scenic sites, even to the pyramids, to the Grand Canyon? Well, most people don't realize that actually airlines will support you. There are so many airlines that give in-kind tickets to nonprofits. Delta even says, continually strives to be a respected community partner in the neighborhoods where we do business and live. Southwest Airlines says, thank you for thinking of Southwest for your organization's needs. We are pleased to help the communities we serve. Last year, we gave away more than 40,000 tickets to help nonprofits. So for you nonprofits, if you're putting on projects, if you're wanting to take your program participants somewhere, and if you have not been looking at this, go to the airlines because they do sponsor tax-exempt organizations. Now, I have this here, diamonds, because most people don't even know where diamonds come from. And we were talking about rocks, right? And diamonds come from carbon. And so when you're working with young people or anyone, if you're a rock lover, you're probably missing out on a lot of opportunities that could lead your program participants into careers, okay? So how is that? Well, the Gemological Institute of America, GIA, is a charitable nonprofit organization with a mission to ensure the public trust in gems and jewelry by upholding the highest standards of integrity. And gemologists and people that are into rocks and gems, this is the foremost organization that is across the world. And it is a nonprofit. So let me let you hear a little bit about it.
Sherita, I'm not sure about anyone else, but I can't hear the audio.
You know, it is awfully low, and I don't know why. So, but if you guys do want to hear it, and I'm sorry about that, you can go to the GIA site, but they're talking about how they're training young people to be the next gemologist. And, but again, when people think of diamonds and pearls, and even, I mean, pearls are my favorite, and they're costly. And anytime when people think of something costly, they don't think that it also can be a nonprofit or have a nonprofit component. And so that's why I wanted to also show that. So who's giving? Who else is giving? Now, I can't tell, so many people shop at Target and they have no idea how significant Target is in the giving arena in philanthropy. And it's part of Target's commitment to give 5% of their income to community. Today, Target gives approximately $4 million a week in funding. And most people don't know that. So let me just give you a little history. They say community giving has been a part of their company legacy for 60 years before the first Target store even opened in 62, okay? So philanthropy was a core of the Dayton Company, which was Target's predecessor, and it was founded in 1902 by George Draper Dayton. He lived his whole life according to the philosophy, giving away 1/10 of his income every year. In 1918, he donated $1 million, which was the equivalent of today's 15 million. And so, and that's when the company also, the company renamed itself Target Foundation in the year 2000. So in 1946, Dayton Company formalized its practice of giving 5% of profits to the community, and they have upheld that ever since. So that's why Target now gives $4 million a week in funding. So people always ask, well, where does the money come from? Again, there are thousands on top of thousands of donor organizations across the world. We just sent out a grant yesterday. If you're not on my email list, please make sure you get on there. We just sent out a grant yesterday for the Ford Company. The Ford Foundation gives major dollars. In the past few years, they've distributed over 500 million. When Ford provides grants, they look for fresh thinking, innovative people and organizations. They don't even have deadlines. So they set benchmarks to measure success and monitor progress to ensure that goals are being met. A lot of people use Mozilla, Firefox. They don't realize it is a nonprofit. And Mozilla, since 2006, has awarded over $2 million to fund projects. And so they're saying here they award financial support to individuals and organizations whose work supports and enhances the mission and values of the Mozilla project. Time for our prizes. Let's see. Oh, I don't want to look away. Let's see. Bessie Williams. Bessie, are you on? Is Bessie on? No, Bessie? Going once? Going twice?
Hello?
Hi, Bessie.
I was on mute. You should have seen me trying to.
Is this Bessie in Los Angeles?
No, I'm in Virginia. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Bessie. So you get the grant writing class.
Excellent.
And Bessie in Virginia. Thank you for being on, Bessie.
Thank you for having this event. I love you. I'm going to mute myself because I'm going to start rambling.
Okay, thanks for being on. And congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. So what is your hobby or hobbies? So now I just want to throw some things out there. If you love sewing and photography, if you love biking and dancing, chess and skating, you can impact community through your hobbies. There is profit for your passion. So now this is coming to the close. I still just have one more gift, but I want to address any questions that you guys may have, because I wanted to keep it to 30 minutes, but I went over almost 10 minutes, 15 minutes so far. So
Hi, this is Kenyatta.
Hi.
Hi. So I have two questions. The first question is, if I already have a nonprofit and a for-profit, is it possible to merge them together to create a foundation?
Well, you don't want to merge them. The IRS needs to know who to tax and who not to tax. They can collaborate. Okay. And if you already have a tax exempt nonprofit, it is a foundation. See, people think that foundation, the word, changes your status. No, when you first are completing the Form 1023, you're either, when you're answering those questions, the IRS is deciding, are you a public charitable foundation or are you a private foundation? So even though you may not put foundation in your name, you're a foundation. It's just when we mostly do nonprofits, I encourage my clients, put foundation in your name. Which sounds better, Philanthropy Alliance nonprofit or Philanthropy Alliance foundation? Sound good from the beginning.
So I guess my next question would be, is it a requirement for me to change the name of my nonprofit, or what would be the best way to do that?
No, you don't have to change your name at all. What's the name of your nonprofit?
It's called Stairways to Success.
So see, you could just start calling it Stairways to Success Foundation. Still, your legal documents say Stairway to Success. You're just clarifying to anyone that hears the name that you are a nonprofit. See, so throughout your writings on your website, you could be calling yourself still a foundation. Like you may even say, our foundation, our nonprofit foundation is focused on blah, 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 blah. As a foundation that's making a difference in the world, we are da, 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 da. It's just a name that you actually should be using more. It's a word that you should use more.
Okay, so what's happening with me is that the more that I'm growing, I'm gaining more ideas and insights. Like, I'm a transformational coach as well. So I'm like, well, how could I use that under Stairways to Success and still be profitable? Because I want to do it. I will do it full time. I just need to know the right avenues to go down.
Absolutely. Well, see, for those that can pay you, let's say that you were going to be a part of my conference and I was paying your honorarium to come in and speak. But let's say that also while you're here in Arkansas, for instance, you've gotten in touch with a couple of schools that you want to go and empower youth. Your grants can cover you to do that.
Just like that?
Just like that, my dear.
Oh my God. You're going to be my new best friend. You don't know it yet. And I definitely appreciate you.
And that's why, you guys, I love to talk with you and give you these ideas, because so often, even when you're traveling with family, you should be making arrangements prior to going there to go in and empower individuals that fit your target population. Your trips should become your empowerment trips. Anytime when I travel, whether it's family or whatever, I work too, because I love what I do. I don't plan to retire. I'm just going to start doing what I do even more in the areas the things that I love the most. See, when you love what you do, you won't retire. What happens is a lot of people can't wait to retire to then start doing what they love. No, why wait? When you can be doing it right now in the timeline that you want to do it. Even if you're working full time, start doing some empowerment with young women virtually, like we're doing right now on Saturday mornings, like we're doing right now. You don't have to wait, you guys. You don't have to wait for a certification. You don't have to wait until you quit your job. You don't have to wait until you make $1 million first. No, get virtual technology like I'm doing right now through Zoom and start empowering individuals. That is what I cannot impress upon you enough. We've got to start touching people that need us. And you've got to start working more in your passion so that you can live a more happy, fulfilling life, even more abundantly than you ever could have imagined. Okay? Anyone else?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Yes.
Gail Marie.
I'm sorry?
Gail Marie.
Hey, Gail.
How are you and Ray?
Outstanding. Outstanding. As a matter of fact, our anniversary is the 25th. It'll be 1 year on August 25th.
Oh my goodness. Congrats. Look at you. I have never seen you smile more.
He is still my ray of sunshine. Yes.
Well, I'm sure you're his day and night. Okay. So let's
Well, I try to be. I try to be, especially at night.
Okay, now back to the question. Okay, so I'll be working with a company that gave us a contract to build, well, not us to build, but to identify and get and set up growing facilities for indoor growing facilities for medicinal mushrooms that take all kinds of ailments. I mean, and they just go away after you put this powder in your food or drink. And it's just amazing. So many people cannot afford it because right now it's expensive. That's why we're expanding, so that the companies expand so that it will be a lot cheaper, very affordable. So I want to start a nonprofit to be able to attract monies to, like nonprofit, well, not nonprofit money, but grant money or in-kind donations to be able to afford these packages of mushrooms. People only need them for a few months, and then everything, their systems are balanced.
Well, see,
so I wanted to know what type of, and this would be global. I need a global organization. Are the foundations global? And can I get money from global places?
Yes, your foundation can be global. Now, most of the organizations that I form, I do them out of the US as their home base, and they do global projects. And that's because if you're going after funding here in the US, most of them want you to be based here in the US and then doing global projects. It also helps to save on their paperwork. Now, as far as, now, you're aware without a doubt, and most people don't know, that to become a distillery, for marijuana or medical distilleries, it has to be involved, or in most states you have to form a nonprofit, and a lot of people aren't aware of that. Why is that? Because it's for medical use. It is not like street selling, and it's for health and wellness. Remember, I told you also that hospitals are nonprofits. And
right.
So now, Gail, let's say that because you guys want to be able to offer those mushrooms for a lot of people that can't afford it, start looking at funding that can help with the growing of them. And so if you guys are not spending your own dollars from your dispensary for that, but you're able to get grants for that, and it's also like wherever they're growing, it's also helping in areas that are in need of jobs and paying those salaries, then if you're getting grants that helps with that, then you can offer that supply at a much lower cost to those individuals because it's grant funded. You get my drift?
Yeah, we actually need grants for the company is seeking grants for that reason to establish these facilities.
So see, that's why, see, if you're getting major dollars to fund that, it's just like if I'm going to, like when I was just talking to, I think Kenyatta it was, and I told her that she could go to schools and be speaking, and it's free because grants are covering her costs. The same way,
right.
Think about the mushrooms. If you got grants that have totally covered that cost for the growing and the picking and producing, then now you should be able to offer that supply at a lower rate to those individuals that can afford it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we should be able to, or we have to.
Well, if you're what you were asking,
because it's not my gig.
Well, see, you have the other supply that individuals can buy. I'm talking about for you to start growing from a different supply and getting it covered by grants so that now it's affordable for those other individuals.
Oh,
so
I see.
So it's like having inventory. This inventory over here is for that lower income population. This
okay.
is for the individuals that can pay full costs.
Okay. Well, looks like we're getting ready to hire you because we can't be making mistakes.
Well, hopefully I'm building up my team with individuals like LaWinda and other folks that want to do some work with me, and we'll have a good team. Gail, you may even want to start, may even want to come back on board.
Well, I just might have to, Sherita. So when can I call you? Afterward?
You guys, I leave for Uganda on the 27th of this month. I won't be back until the 16th, and that's where I'm going to be launching some new things.
Okay, so I can call you today for a few minutes?
Not today.
Okay.
Because Ray and I, as soon as I finish here, we're packing up some stuff because we're moving up on the land. So we've got to leave and go get boxes and all that. But let's talk on Monday.
Okay, great. I'll call you Monday morning. Thank you.
All righty.
God bless.
Thank you, Gail.
Okay, let's get this other prize. Come on.
Anyone else? Any other questions?
Well, I don't have a question, but I'm with Gail. I'm going to call you on Monday, or either I will email you with some information, and then once you get back, I am ready to go.
Okay. All righty. Any other questions? And again, you guys, and for those of you on Facebook, hopefully this have aired well on Facebook. I will be doing more of these. Some of them are just going to be Q&As because I get overwhelming questions, that are IMing me, instant messaging me on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and I can't address all of those questions that come in like that. So this is why I'm also starting this, so that I can address questions and just help move people forward. It's not designed just to bring people on as clients. Please hear me. There's no way, matter of fact, I don't even want my company to grow to the capacity to help everyone. I want to give you enough information for you to start moving forward. And that's why we're also relaunching the NGO Authority, which is the NGO Authority is training individuals to do the kind of work also that I do, so we can impact more individuals. So I'll be sending out more information about that. So if there aren't any other questions, then what I want to do also is give away my next prize. And this is the final one. Let's see. And this is a business coaching session with me, 1 hour, valued at $150 an hour. And this goes to, drum roll, goes to Gail Scott.
Wow.
That was divine.
Gail Scott, you win the business coaching.
Hallelujah. Thank you. Thank you.
You are welcome. So I wrote your name.
Need it.
Here.
Woo! Ow!
All righty. All righty. So congratulations, Gail. So I want to recommend to all of you, if you're not on my email list, please, please, please go to our website at philanthropyalliance.org. You will see a tab over to the far right about signing up or getting connected. Please get on our email list so that you can start to receive all the free grant info that we send out, notifications about classes, when I'm going to be doing these sessions. I'm going to start timing it to be the same time. I'm looking at my calendar now. I would like to do it the first Saturday of every month at 9 a.m. like I'm on right now, so that it can become consistently in your mind to just log in. So again, I want to thank everyone for being on. I thank those of you that signed up for the live stream on Zoom. It will be other opportunities. I will have more prizes and fun and information. So are there any other questions before I log off? No? You guys are good?
Why are you so wonderful?
I just want to say thank you. I mean, this has been fantastic, and it's confirming for me. It's confirmation that I'm on the right road.
Yes, well, thank you. Thank you, you guys. Please say some comments on Facebook. Let people know what this did for you, got information or whatever, because there's a lot of people that have so many doubts about this arena, and so I'm trying to get the information out there. So thank you. Was that Kenyatta?
No, it's Tracy.
That was Tracy. Tracy, thank you. I don't have you guys' names showing up to tell me who's talking.
Sherita, I have a question, if you can hear me.
I can. Who am I speaking to?
This is Bessie.
Hey, Bessie.
Hi. I have a woman who I met recently. She has a newspaper. And she wasn't able to attend this meeting today, but she's trying to find out what grant she can get to help her with her local paper.
Oh my gosh, from creative writing to journalism to storytelling. I mean, It's
I
crazy.
want to know. I'm sorry. I wanted to know if when this recording will be available so I can have her watch it so she'll know that you are the truth, that you're legitimate, and
I'm,
because she
I'm
couldn't be here today.
I'm going to email it to you later today, and I'm also going to post a link on Facebook. But yes, matter of fact, a lot of the newspapers that are closing down, the ones that are staying open, are developing a nonprofit component so that it will help them for sustainability. A lot of people don't even realize magazines, many of them are nonprofit. National Geographic had been a nonprofit for over 100 years. They just changed their status in 2015. It went under new management. I don't know why they switched, because either they had someone that didn't know the real benefit of being nonprofit. See, because a lot of times when you have newspapers and magazines and even radio, a lot of television stations, you guys, mainstream, are developing nonprofits to help with sustainability for the mainstream television stations. Because if you're able to get grants and have individuals that are training in camera operation, learning how to do marketing, learning how to run, behind the scenes of one of those kinds of business, all those are training opportunities. A lot of people don't realize that even the Oscars is ran by the Oscars Foundation. You guys, I mean, it is so significant. And so, yes, please feel free to share the link after you receive it. And I would love to hear from you on Facebook. Any other questions?
I don't have Facebook, and I don't believe she does either. But this is, you don't have to have Facebook in order to see the recording, is that right?
Oh, no. Oh, no. But now, Bessie, are you talking about the lady with the newspaper?
Yes.
She's hurting herself by not being on social media, though. Anyone?
She's in her 70s, and she's it's the two, it's her and another person that are putting this paper out. It's, every 2 months they put it out, but it's more helpful than the Kingdom Pilot.
Well,
She is a 501c. She just doesn't know that there are grants out there for her.
And see, she could have young people that want to be journalists and writers. They would be the ones that are totally handling her social media, so that her newspaper can be sent out free also via social media. She's just missing out on some great opportunities, that's all.
And I want to get her that information.
And
absolutely.
Believe it or not, like my aunt Nat, she's on social media now, and that's how she keeps up with all of what we all are doing. She and I talk way more than what we used to, because she's in my life. She's in our cousins' lives. Her son, Daryl. I mean, more and more seniors are seeing the benefit of being on social media, because they're able to see their kids and grandkids that are across the country. I mean, every time we've turned a senior on to social media, they're on more than I am. They just at first are intimidated by it, or they think, who wants to just see me have coffee in the morning? Well, I'm enjoying having coffee with you guys this morning, And so a lot of times people have, just like at the nonprofit arena, they have in their mind one way or way not to use social media. And you use social media in whatever way it works best for you. I don't even know how I could have made it this far with my business going global and remaining in touch with global individuals without using social media. Okay. Any other questions?
I hear you. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? If not, I'm going to be signing off. I've kept you guys on a full hour. So I want to thank you again, you guys, for being on. I truly appreciate it. Sometimes when you decide to do these live things, you don't know if anybody's even going to sign up or even care. So the fact that you were here I'm honored. And I know that you've got other things to do with your Saturday. I'm going to let you do that, and talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
All righty. And I hope.
Thank you.
I thank you too. I hope it did.
God bless.
With social media too. You be blessed also. All right.
Bye-bye. Kiss Ray.
Okay, will do.
I know you will.